What's going on, guys? I'm bringing you guys a video today. This is going to be a different video today because right now I'm waiting on a couple packages to get delivered to me from Pristine Auction currently right now. So today we're actually going to do the predictions of who I personally think is going to do better, I guess, out of the Bucs and the Patriots. So I'm going to predict their schedules today. We're going to go ahead and start off with New England. So week 1. New England is facing Miami at home. I think New England fairly comfortably takes that one. I think the Dolphins have a little bit to figure out at the beginning of the season, even with some of their good additions to their roster. Then I think week 2, New England's going to go ahead and face the Jets. I believe they might be at the Jets home stadium. I'm not sure, but I still think regardless, Patriots pick that win up easily. Week 3, facing the Saints at home. We definitely take that one over the Saints. I feel like the Saints are going to be another team as well, too. With all of the off-season losses and stuff with free agency that they lost, that team I think is going to take, at least midway through the season to really get some consistency down. So I'd say fairly handily, the Patriots should be able to beat the Saints. Now, this is actually an interesting one, considering that week 4, Pats versus Bucks. And this is Pats and Bucks predictions that I'm doing here. I'm actually going to say that the Patriots are going to lose to Tampa. I just feel like the Bucks will have more chemistry, more team chem, just overall, just more of a cohesive unit, I believe, at first, than the Patriots will. Because I feel like the Patriots will have a hot start. But, when you look at their first 3 teams, obviously, like the Dolphins, again, they're probably going to struggle really hard at the beginning of the season, presumably. Jets obviously still have a lot to figure out as well, too, even with Zach Wilson coming to the Jets. They've got a lot to figure out. They're still a lot better team from last year, but still. And then New Orleans, we've got Jameis Winston, very obviously unproven quarterback with New Orleans. We have no idea what he's going to do in New Orleans. And then obviously, yet again, they lost a lot of defensive guys. Hell, even a couple of, offensive guys that were key players like Jared Cook and stuff. But yeah, I'm going to say New England takes the loss there against the Buccaneers. Just going to be the, better team at the start of the season, I believe. In week 5, this should be a cakewalk game. I don't have to really talk about this. Pats versus Texans. Easy. Texans are probably going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL. I think it's going to be the Eagles. Yeah, probably the Eagles and the Texans would be the two worst teams in the league next year. Moving on to week 6, another game that I think should be pretty handily done by New England is Pats versus Dallas. I think we should fairly easily take down Dallas. Dallas is going to be, typical Dallas, like maybe in 9-8 season or something out of Dallas. Again, win the division at 9-8. It's Dallas, so. And then week 7, Pats versus Jets, another game we should easily win. Then week 8, we've got the Chargers. I actually think New England is going to take a loss to the Chargers here. I think Justin Herbert's a phenomenal quarterback. He's got a lot of talent around him. That team's definitely a team to look out for to, come back into the playoff run again. That's for sure. Week 9, Pats versus Panthers. This is Cam Newton getting his redemption, I guess against Carolina. I'm going to say this is going to be a tougher game just because of that connection of Cam, just a couple years ago playing at Carolina, but I still think New England picks it up. Week 10, I've got the Pats versus the Browns. I've actually got New England losing here. Cleveland's going to be, they're going to be a loaded roster next year. There's no question about that. I just feel like it's going to be too hard for New England with the mixture of the high-flying offense and the run game. It's just going to be too hard for them to, stop it completely, even with the new linebackers and stuff and DBs and stuff that we have as well, too. It's just going to be too much for us, especially Nick Chubb in the backfield. Week 11, I've got Pats versus Falcons. Easy Pats. Not a question about that. They did get Kyle Pitts, but again, Matt Ryan, ever since Super Bowl 51, ever since that happened, they've just never been the same. Week 12, I got us facing the Titans. I think we pick up that as well, too. I think this year, facing the Titans, I think we have a lot better, more well-equipped team, offensively and defensively. when you look at New England's, roster on paper, offensively and defensively, it's really one of the best rosters in the league, most complete rosters in the league, hands down. That's not even a biased opinion. That's just true. And week 13, we've got the Pats versus the Bills. I'm going to say the Bills beat the Patriots there for sure. Again, Josh Allen, really, really good quarterback, very versatile quarterback. They've got some good stars on that team as well too, and a pretty damn good looking defense, I would say. Now again, after the draft and everything in free agency, looks a lot better now. Week 14, they've got a bye, so they have 13 games till they get a bye. That's insane. Week 15, we got the Pats versus the Colts. I'm going to say Carson Wentz definitely is not going to be enough to stop New England. I have another team that's kind of interesting to see what happens there with Carson Wentz. Week 16, got the Pats versus the Bills. This time I think that the Pats are going to beat the Bills. It's going to be kind of a redemption thing with them. I feel like, honestly, there's only going to be one team that New England 2-0s throughout the regular season, honestly, in their division. And week 17, we got the Jags yet again. They got Trevor Lawrence and all that, but again, they're a long ways away from a playoff caliber team. There's no question about that. In week 18, I've got the Patriots losing to Miami. I don't even know how many seasons now it's been that we've lost to Miami, honestly, especially at their home. But I've got the Patriots going 12-5 to finish the season. So we're going to move on to the Buccaneers. Buccaneers versus Dallas. I've got them beating Dallas handily. Again, it's Dallas. Don't even have to explain it. Got the Bucs versus the Falcons. It's Falcons. Really don't have to explain that one either. Bucs versus the Rams. I think that this is going to be a really hard, well-fought game on both sides of the ball, honestly. I could easily see this game coming down to, field goal, touchdown, just generally speaking, one possession game between the two. But I've got the Bucs picking that game up. Week 4, Bucs versus New England. I already said this one. Bucs are just going to be a little too much for New England. Start off a lot hotter than New England is, just in the convincing aspect of their wins over teams in the first couple weeks. Week 5, we've got the Bucs versus the Dolphins. I think that the Bucs offense and defense conclusively is just going to be too much for the Dolphins to really hang with, more so the high-flying Buccaneers offense for what the Dolphins have so far that we've seen for this year on defense. Week 6, I've got the Bucs also beating the Eagles. Again, Eagles probably going to be first or second of the worst team in the NFL, easy. Week 7, I've actually got, this is actually an interesting one. People might not agree with it, but I think that this is a perfect time for the Buccaneers to drop their first game. They face Chicago, lose to Chicago. I mean, I think by this time Justin Fields should be unquestionably starting. I mean, they've got a good defense. That's not a question. I just feel like the Bears in that game are really just going to catch the Buccaneers off guard, honestly, and just be able to stop the run game some and just stop Brady from being able to throw out of the pocket and stuff, and kind of, forcefully keep him inside the pocket and try and get some sacks and some pressure on him, make him make some questionable bad throws. So I got their first loss, week 7 to the Bears. Week 8, I've got the Bucs beating the Saints. I think the Saints are gonna probably get whooped here pretty good, to be honest with you. Week 9's their bye week, and then week 10 they face Washington. Washington's another team as well too. They just aren't anywhere close yet to that, playoff caliber. I mean, they were the playoff team technically last year, but I mean, let's be serious. Like that division, none of those teams should have went to the playoffs last year. I mean, they were just all around bad. Which I think Dallas will probably win the division this year with Washington at second. Week 11, I've got Bucs versus Giants. Giants, again, not a lot to say about them. They signed Kadarius Toney. That was an amazing addition to that team, unquestionably. Kadarius Toney is actually probably my second or third favorite receiver that came out of the draft. I think that he was a very underrated receiver when you just look at what he did in Florida and everything. He was amazing. Not a Kyle Pitts, but I mean, not too damn far off. We got the Bucs versus Colts. I actually think that Carson Wentz is going to be able to snag this. Carson Wentz and the Colts are going to be able to snag this one from Tampa. I think it's going to again be a close, well-fought game. Again, people might not probably agree with that, but almost every season there's a team that drops some bad, questionable losses and stuff to teams that they probably shouldn't. It's not that the Colts are going to be bad. They should be a good team. It's just, it just happens to teams. Bucks versus Falcons, easy 2-0 over them in the division for the season. Then you got Week 14, Bucks versus Bills. I think that the Bills are going to be too much for the Buccaneers this time around. Just that, again, it's a high-flying offense. You've got Josh Allen. He can scramble. He can throw out of the pocket. He can throw on the run. He can throw in the pocket, you know. He's just a really good, versatile quarterback. I mean, he's definitely proved so far now after this last season, he's definitely the best quarterback that came out of that draft, especially just versatility and consistency. There's absolutely no question about that. Week 15, I got the Bucks versus the Saints. I think the Saints are going to pick this one up. I think the Saints are really, like I said earlier in this video, I think the Saints are going to get, you know, pushing and rolling, probably like midway through the season, towards the end of the season, finish strong. Maybe end the season with 10 wins or so, something like that. Probably sneak into a wild card spot or something. But yeah, I've got them picking up the win against the Bucks in 15. Week 16, Bucks versus Panthers. I think it'll be fairly easy for Brady and Tampa to take the Panthers there for sure. Week 17, Bucks versus Jets. Another pretty easy win for the Jets, or for the Bucks to beat the Jets. Then week 18, I've got the Bucks versus the Panthers closing out the season. And I've actually got the Panthers actually taking that win there, honestly, against the Buccaneers. There's a lot of teams, you know, once it's really close to the end of the season, the last game, they, you know, put their second, third string guys out there and stuff, let their starters, you know, sit to actually make sure that they're good and well preserved for the game. So I've also actually got the Buccaneers going 12-5 to finish the season as well too. Yeah, I think that the Patriots and the Buccaneers, I mean, really, when you look at these two teams, I mean, there's a lot of similarities, I would say, for the most part now, because, you know, New England obviously now is going to be a versatile team in the passing game. Obviously, you know, with Kendrick Bourne, Nelson Aguilar, let's just say they throw Jacoby Myers in there or something, or I guess presumably N'Keal Harry, even though Jacoby Myers was definitely better than N'Keal Harry, but they've got those three guys. Also, they've got, you know, Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry. They've got a stacked backfield. Cam Newton with Mac Jones as a backup. I think that's a fantastic offense for New England. Then you look at, you know, Tampa. They got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown re-signed his contract, even though he's going through some controversy right now. You've got, you know, Kyle Trask got signed underneath Tom Brady. That might be a decent pickup to get a few years of, you know, coaching up and getting to learn the game and, you know, really learn how to be an elite quarterback from Brady for Kyle Trask. I think he's going to make a big difference. Then you got Ronald Jones back there as well too. But yeah, I think they're two very similar teams offensively, at least defensively. They're kind of varied, I'd say. New England's kind of an all-purpose defense, really, when you look at it for the most part, I'd say. And then Tampa, you look at Tampa for the most part, I'd say more of like a man coverage type pass defense, I would say. I mean, if you just kind of look at them from last season, they did let a lot of big passes slide on them at times. Not too often, but in you know, crunch time moments, they definitely did throughout the regular season. But yeah, guys, this is my 2021 season for the Patriots and the New England Patriots, for the New England Patriots and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers schedules. Let me know what you guys think down below. If you guys think that I'm fairly accurate, what games you may or may not agree with. If you think they're going to do worse, think they're going to do better. You know, if they're going to place first in the AFC or the NFC. I mean, I could easily see both teams doing that this season for sure with the way that their rosters looks, just, you know, stacked top to bottom basically. But yeah, again, guys, hope you guys like this video. Like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next time.